Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everyone. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It is Friday Night Lights with my friends Willie Walls and the great Swame Odell Blocker. Didn't think we'd all be here tonight, but we made it. Swame, good to have you. The planes allowed this to happen. Little Roto is supposed to be flying home tomorrow, so it'll be God willing, if he makes it back to our house in time with what's going on at the airport. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's a rough one. The airports are not your friends these days.
No, for sure. Not that they ever were, but now they're really not.
Yeah.
So let's try to make a few friends this weekend. What do we need? About 8 good friends this weekend to make a winning lineup? I think that's the number. It could be 8.
Hey, listen, that Cardinal stack was right on point. All three of those that triple stack.
The triple stack, right? The double wasn't enough. That was the crazy thing. You needed the triple.
Yeah. And that triple stack was very impressive, And we're going to talk about that because I still got interest in those Cardinals and 2 people for sure. So,
all right. Well, I can't wait to talk about it. Let's start with Minnesota. Trevor's Minnesota Vikings against the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to give you a couple of guys here, Willie. Romeo Doubs was a disappointment. Maybe he's back. Emmanuel Wilson, if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, could be of interest. Aaron Jones could be a pivot from Emmanuel Wilson. Anybody in this game?
Next. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, that quarterback from Minnesota is terrible. Okay, he is. Listen, y'all can't have no more excuses for that dude. That dude stinks. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry. No, thank you 3 times. I don't. You can have this game.
Do you think Josh Jacobs plays?
No, if Jacobs is out, I'm definitely interested in Wilson. If he's out, but if he's not out and he's like a couple of plays, no, thank you. I don't want nothing from this game. Oh, listen, forget. You keep saying about the Vikings defense, man. They stink too.
Well, this is a good one right here. JS says this. If Dobbs didn't drop it multiple times last week, he dropped it. Swami, every time you looked at it, Dobbs was like, it was staring at his hands. I mean, that's never a good sign when a receiver's like this.
Especially with that helmet, Doc. I wanted to bop him upside his doggone head myself, but I was scared that he might actually get a concussion. Doc, they were quite awful. I don't know what to say about Green Bay right now. It's hard to have any interest in anybody over there, even if Jacobs is out. I don't know what, other than the price. I get it, Willie, the price, but I don't know if they're able to do much if Jacobs isn't in there. Like, Jacobs was the bright spot. If you take him out, then it's nothing but cheeks. No, thank you.
Look, people will. If Jacobs is out, I would think 30% of people will be on Wilson. I will not be one of those 30%.
Doc,
you're probably right. I mean,
I'll let somebody else have it.
Yeah,
he's priced at 5,300 too. So you're not getting a discount. He's almost at ETN's price. In a good matchup. You know what I mean? So
I don't know if ETN's playing either. Do we know that?
I thought it was. No, he's not playing.
I was still expecting him to play.
Oh yeah, he was cleared. He was cleared. So yeah, ETN's playing. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I thought he was playing. Yeah.
All right. This is an interesting one. Indianapolis goes to Kansas City to a desperate Chiefs team, Swami. Now, I see a pathway here. Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce with the Fountain of Youth. On the other side, I really don't want to play Jonathan Taylor, but I could play Tyler Warren. I could play Josh Downs. Are you playing this game at all?
Doc, I'm sure if I got my 4 boxes up, this is the game I'm going to have the sound on at 1 o'clock. This is the one I probably want to see. This was probably going to be the one I think is going to have that playoff atmosphere, all those kind of things. But as far as fantasy goes, Yes, I heard you all on first rule talking about Rice. I think Rice is a good play. You can't ignore the targets that Kelsey's been getting, and Warren could be in a decent spot. You got to just consider. I think that this game is going to be a scrap. Kansas City needs the game. So if I had to pick anything, I'm going to say I'm leaning more towards Rice. But, Doc, as much as I'm going to love to watch this game, I just don't know about fantasy goodness.
Willie, there are players though. There's plays in this game. Maybe not an entire game stack like Permar's saying, but you could play Rice, you could play Kelsey, you could play Warren, you could play Mahomes. Are you playing it?
I don't. I'm kind of agreeing with Swami, man. I am not. I see it. It's the price. It's just, man. I just got some other spots that I like a little better than this spot. So I think I'm gonna have to pass. I mean, you got the name. And listen, I agree. So I would like to watch the game, to see the game because it's going to be. But when it comes to fantasy, because Hill is high priced, and I just think it's going to be more of a scrap. This Kansas City defense is a little better than. And so when it comes to this game, I might have out of 20 lineups of my home Rice, running back with Pierce type of lineup.
You love that?
I said don't love it, but I'm saying I might have it one time.
I think Mahomes Rice come back with Warren. I don't know.
There you go. That I could see, but you're paying full price for those guys. Mahomes isn't cheap. Rice certainly isn't cheap. Warren's, I could go up to Bowers or go to McBride too.
Yeah, but what's wrong with Pierce? Has been bought. How much is Pierce now, though? I didn't see his price.
Pierce, one moment, please. Please hold.
5,000 even.
5,000. But I mean, at 5,000, is he breaking the slate?
Well, like I said, like we said before, this is not our favorite. This is not our favorite spot. So, I don't have interest in a lot of spots. I mean, so my stuff is going to be very focused in a couple of areas.
But Pierce does have 18 targets over the last 23 over the last 3. I mean, that's 7 targets a game. Willie, I see where you're going.
Been doing better, man. Pierce he's been healthy.
He has been healthy. But there are certain games that scream Pierce, and there are certain games that don't. This feels like a game that doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
All right, Cincinnati plays New England. This is interesting. This one's a little interesting, guys, because people are going to want to spend on Drake May. Stevenson is back with Henderson. Hunter Henry is a screaming out, play me, play me. On the other side, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Yoshivas. Swami, this game has some fantasy goodness in here.
Who's playing quarterback this week for the Cincinnati Bengals?
I was literally just going to look at that. I don't know. Is Joe Burrow going to play? It's questionable. I mean, look, if they lose another game, are they done?
Yeah, they're done. Yes.
So I think Burrow's going to do everything he can to be out there. Because Joe Flacco, guys, looks shot. I mean, he looks hurt, injured, done, shot, adios, arrivederci.
But he gave it a good run, though. I give Joe. Joe gave it a good run.
Yeah, y'all know I'm not a fan, but even I got to tip my hat to him. He gave a good run, but I think now, Doc, him and Mr. Rogers. But anyway, I think this would be more interesting with a healthy Joe Burrow. This would be a very interesting game. Not knowing what we're going to get from Joe. Obviously, you're still interested in the other side. I hate the fact that Stevenson's muddying the waters a little bit, but again, same thing like in Carolina. I hope these coaches aren't as goofy as the thing they need to go back with Mr. Fumble Stillskin, Ramondre. I hope they let him. Doc, even if they gave him short yardage, I heard you on first look. Even if they gave him the short yardage and all of that, I still think Henderson is a play. What I've seen the last couple of weeks is what y'all been talking about all year. I'm probably going to be wrong this week chasing that. But other than that, I don't know if other than May and Henderson, I don't know if I want to try to guess, as Walls will say, who is it going to be? Henry looks like he's in a decent spot. Diggs seem to show up every week, but, this is a tough one, Doc. I'm going to probably say give me Henderson, and then if Joe's in there, I probably want Higgins.
No Chase Brown?
Not mad at Chase, but Doc, he's expensive. He's expensive.
Going to get a lot of volume.
Yeah.
Going to get at least 18 to 20 touches, except Burrow did not throw to him much last year when he was in the first couple of weeks of the season. Willie, are you liking this game at all?
Yeah. Let me say this. Cincinnati against the run, 1-on-1 against Cleveland, 2 TDs. Week 2, 170 against Jacksonville, 2 TDs. Week 3, Minnesota, 185, 2 TDs. Week 4, Denver, 1 TD, 218. These numbers. Week 5, Green Bay, 158.
Can I jump back in there? Breaking news. Jamar Chase being suspended 1 game for unsportsmanlike conduct. The NFL is suspending him. So he will not be available this week.
No, we know that. Oh, that was already done.
Yeah, so Doc mentioned Chase.
I never mentioned Chase.
No, you meant Chase Brown.
Oh, yeah, Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, he's not talking about that.
Easy there. Yeah, easy.
You mentioned Chase, but I was thinking about Joe Burrow. I don't know if without Chase, I just don't know if I like the Bengals side. I'm sorry, Willie.
All right, week 7, 173. Week 8, 265. This gets like picture. It's not like, man, let me tell you something, man. This team is bad against the run. So listen, I know what the number is saying about Henderson, but Henderson's going to get 100 against this team. And it might get 2 touchdowns. Listen, Henderson's still going to run. This team is horrible. They are horrible. The only places that I have interest in, as much as I like Drake May, but not at that price point. In this game, he might be drinking Gatorade in the third quarter. No, thank you. I just got interest in the running backs.
What if Travion Henderson goes 16 for 97, 2 catches for 11 yards?
It won't be enough.
It won't be enough. That's the problem. Because you're dealing with a guy who, I don't care what anybody says, Stevenson is going to get the football. Fumble Stilskin, I love that one. This dude fumbled 87 times before, and they still put him out there. Yeah. Now Henderson's running like a freaking gazelle, and they'll still put Stevenson out there.
I get it. I'm just saying, but you got to against Cincinnati, everybody eats. That's the whole point. But if he gets 125 and 2 touchdowns, that's something you got to have, I think.
What if Drake May gets 2 rushing touchdowns?
Oh, man.
Chris was right, by the way. Last week he said Josh Allen was going to have 4 touchdowns. He was off by a few.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Drake with 2. Man, I just said that this game, I don't think this game is going to be competitive.
Okay, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I think it's going to get away from him.
All right, Pittsburgh's playing Chicago. It's a 45.5 spot. So there just feels like a lot of grossness in this game. A lot of grossness. But I will give you one player who is popping on some models. Is Luther Burden finally like a cheap bastard, Willie? Is he a cheap bastard?
Listen, I'd rather play Luther Vandross. I don't think
play Luther Vandross on your piano when this is over.
I don't think Luther's still around today. I would play him in his height of his game. If the answer to you is not only no, but hell no. I'm going to Luther Burden with that quarterback that can't hit the side of a barn. No, thank you. No, thank you. No chance. Luther, I
Lamar is saying that A.D. Mitchell and Burden are the 2 solid punt plays.
Okay.
Just saying. See, you got to find the cheap bastard this week. JS is right. I think A.D. Mitchell is a good cheap bastard. But, Swame, anything in this game, because Trevor mentioned DK Metcalf. Jaylen Warren, we don't even know if he's playing. We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is playing. We don't know anything about this game except that it is going to be gross.
I'm with Walls, boy. Like, if this world were mine. Hey, Doc, this is pretty bad. I'll probably play Luther and Ross as well. But as far as the game, if you were going to stack it, I give you the stack. You might as well go all the way with it. Let's go Williams, DJ Moore, or Doomsday comeback with Metcalf. Other than that, stay away from it.
And that still stinks. That still stinks. You get like 2 points, 5 points. Boy, let me tell you, man.
If this world were mine.
All right, let's get to a game. Oh, this one is good, guys. This one feels good. The Jets against the Ravens. Swami, I got a guy who I am convinced that Derrick Henry will score at least one touchdown this week, maybe two. He's a lock for me on FanDuel. I'm deciding what to do with him on DraftKings. A.D. Mitchell is interesting because Tyrod Taylor can actually throw a football.
Yeah, he can.
He can throw a football. He can't do much, but he can throw a football. Swami, can you get behind Lamar, Andrews, Henry, Mason Taylor, James Taylor, Tyrod Taylor, A.D. Mitchell, anybody?
I think I'd rather play Fred Taylor. I'll tell you what, Doc. I know the Ravens played a couple of defenses that might have held them down a little bit in Minnesota and Cleveland. But a lot of that has something to do with play calling. And they still aren't quite calling the game. I thought that play to Andrews was almost uncharacteristic. That was a pretty good call. And finally, I said a good call from the Ravens. And you see what they can do if they actually put something together. And so I think this will be a very interesting week against the Jets. The Jets, obviously, I don't think it's any way they could win the game. The Ravens going to find a way to beat them. Is it going to be Lamar with 4? Is it going to be Henry with 2? I mean, that's one of those 4 touchdowns with 200 yards because of turnovers and, short fields and stuff like that. They're going to win. I just don't know if you want to pay up for those prices. I am very interested in Henry. The Jets been getting gashed. And if that defense is going to have Henry staring at a safety, even 2 or 3 times, I think he's going to have a huge game.
Willie, is Henry going to have a huge game? Is he? If you're doing 20 lineups, how many would he be in?
Henry will be in, I would say, at least 10 or 11 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I like Henry. I mean, this is a spot. Again, listen, I don't like nothing from the Jets. I know what's the name is back, but I'm just telling you, the Ravens are starting to get that look again. Where they the defense is healthy, they're playing well, and I just think that they're going to do enough to win the game. And then Henry will be the guy. But do I want any of those receivers? No, thank you. Do I want Lamar? I mean, I love Lamar, but no, thank you. It will be a pass for me. It's the only one I want to play in this game is Henry, and that's it.
All right. Detroit is playing the Giants. Guys, Detroit lost a bad game last week. Now they get to go home, play the Giants, who can't stop anybody.
No, they can't.
Jameis Winston's in there, so Jameis is going to be slaying it.
Yeah.
Is this, Willie, the Detroit Lion onslaught game where we could be like last week? Do we need 3 Lions in our lineup? St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery, Jameson, all those guys.
It could not. If I'm going to stack it, that's how I would do it, onslaught and stack it, because the Lions are going to be pissed off and they're going to give it to them. But if pause. But if I have to play anybody, the person that I want to that I will play is Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going to eat this up. No Montgomery for me. No, thank you. But I think Mr. Gibbs can light him up for 40. He can light him up for 40.
Can I disagree with you for a second? I love Montgomery at home, and Dan Campbell's mentioned that he needs to get him involved. And there's sometimes, because remember, Detroit's going to play on Thursday, right? Detroit's playing on Thursday. Yeah. Do you give the ball to Montgomery on Sunday and then give it to Gibbs on Thursday?
Who are they playing on Thursday?
That's a great question that I am unprepared to answer. Hold on. Please hold. Please continue to hold. Thank you for holding. They play Green Bay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a dang. I might have to get off Gibbs, man, because I ain't thinking about the short week. I wasn't thinking about that, so.
Because this is the beauty of Detroit. You can run one guy out there and play the other guy a little bit, and then on Thursday you will play the other guy and play the other guy.
But if he mentions Montgomery, normally when Dan says something, he sticks to it. If they at the goal line, it won't be Gibbs, it'll be Montgomery. You know what I mean? Because Gibbs has been obviously the back you want to play. He's been getting all the help, but if he's going to put Montgomery in there, then I'm not going to be paying $8,300 for Gibbs. You know what I mean? So, it might. I just Doc, what I actually think is either I stack him with an onslaught or I'm not going to play it at all. You understand what I'm saying? Either I'm going to just, go all in on this one for Detroit because you know what they can do. Because I don't see anybody that's going to be a staple. I do not like when you tell me that Montgomery's going to be getting that. I don't like that. I want Gibbs to get it all. Because 24 is not going to be enough for his price point.
But what about St. Brown, Willie?
I mean, he's a play. I mean, he's definitely it's a great spot. I mean, but will Williams get most of the stuff? See, that's another thing because Williams is starting to sneak in the picture now. Williams has been more involved lately. St. Brown has been more like an ass Brown lately. Even though this is a spot for him, it's a great spot for him.
Swame, two things before we get to you. Permar asks, should we play Winston or Shuck? I kind of like Shuck this week.
Hey, listen, I ain't finished with that.
I like Shuck this week.
Y'all keep talking about Shuck.
He's my he's my cheap bastard of the week. And of course, McKenzie is a shout out to you. Okay.
And he's 4,400.
Swami, before you start choking about Shuck, talk to me here about this game. I think you will need 2 Lions to win this week.
First, Doc, I do think that you're on to something with Montgomery. I still have some issues with Mr. Campbell Soup. He patted himself on the back mightily after the Washington game, talked about how well he called the game and his play calling duties. And I was the only person raising my hand saying, hey, Dad, it was Washington. My grandmother could have called that game. Calm down. Pipe down just a little bit. Now he showed up the next week and took a L. So maybe he'll show up this week and stop trying to target who he's going to get the ball to and just call the game and get all of these weapons involved. Because he's been talking last week, it was Williams. They've gone away from Laporta. I mean, he's going to be doing this every week. All you got to do, Dan, is go out there, call the doggone game plan, use these weapons, mix it up, keep them all involved, and you'll get out of here with an easy win. But if you show up and you don't, watch the Giants go ahead and hit you right in the kisser with stinky Jameis Winston. I'm telling you, these games have they're gonna get away from. It's gonna get away from them. I'm talking about these games have a way of getting out of hand early. So we're not talking about it being close. We're not.
Jameis might get garbage time. He could get.
That's
garbage
all
time.
I'm saying.
Right.
But if he doesn't go out there and do what he needs to do, talking about Campbell, we could just not get the numbers we're looking for from a fantasy perspective. And that's the only concern I got here. And that's from all of them. But again, I think they're going to put up a bunch of points with a 40 spot. It's just a matter if you pick who's going to get it. They got a lot of folks who can get it. The folks that I think are going to get it this week is going to be Gibbs and Montgomery. But if you said somebody else, I'm not mad.
All right, I will. Mackenzie did say this. Her mom passed away, kept me going. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. And we're sorry about you.
Condolences on you, man. I'm sorry.
Condolences.
Sorry.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's get to the next one here. The next game here is, this is a good one, Willie. You're going to love this game. Seattle and Tennessee. I know you want to play a lot of guys in this one.
Yeah.
Would you play JSN?
I'm not going to at that price point where he is right now in this game. Listen, let me say this though. I will say this: Tennessee has been kind of scrappy lately. Like they gave Houston, and let me tell you something. That Houston defense is for real.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Those boys, Mr. Josh Allen, welcome to the new jungle. He don't want to go back to Houston again because Houston, those boys could play. They hung with Houston last week. You know what I mean? They really did. That being
that
said,
could have been Houston overlooking that game.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. What I'm listen, I'm not playing nobody from Tennessee. Just so you know, I'm not have no interest. But I just think that can Walker finally get a game? for 25 points. I mean, so I mean, honestly, this game is almost like a scratch off to me because I just think it's going to be an easy win for Seattle.
Would you pay up for Seattle's defense?
Probably not.
Swami, would you pay up for Seattle's defense?
I would have some interest in Seattle's defense, but I think surprisingly, they don't turn the ball over a whole lot.
That's true.
They seem like they kind of just, just they don't do much with the ball, but they don't turn it over.
And every time we pay up for a defense, you know what they do to you? They poop right on the floor, man. I mean, forget that pay up defense stuff, man. They poop on the floor.
As much as I like JSN is from a matchup perspective, with I think all of Tennessee's playing Danger and Walls at receiver this week. I just can't see how or what.
Have you seen Willie's hands? He's got some big hands there, Swami. He can catch that rock.
Doc, he's got a big head too. That ain't gonna help him out. He's gonna need that Romeo Dobbs helmet. But anyway, I cannot see a scenario where this game is competitive. And in all of the games where Seattle got up big and early, those weren't some of JSN. He still got about 20, but just not enough for his new price point, right?
Correct. He's not going to take down the Slate.
If you got some stones, you could go with Mr. Kenneth Walker. But anytime we think Kenneth Walker is that glass of Chardonnay that comes up and steals the touchdown.
Oh, you saying Per? You think you can get 30 points? Kenneth Walker.
By the way, the answer to that question is Henry. All right, guys, I'm going to go for the two crappy games first at the 4 o'clock slate. Then we'll go to the two good ones. Cleveland and Las Vegas. Don't look at me like that, Willie. What if I give you a couple of guys in this game? 1, Brock Bowers. 2, Fannin. Are these two cheap tight ends? Judkins, Genty, Shador, Swami. Would you play Shador for 4,200? They're practically could Shador go 240-2 against this awful defense?
Doc, I think it was either you or it was Trev that said. I think Trev said that he would play Shador and 1 Millie make a lineup, and I think you said you might be interested as well. I'm not mad at it because it's the Raiders, and I think it's interesting enough from a GPP perspective that you could take, let's say, Judy. I think you said maybe Judy. I'm not interested in Bond and those guys. Maybe Judy is Sanders. If you want to do Judy, Sanders, Judkins, I could see something like that. As far as the tight ends in this game, maybe Fannin could get in there, but I don't think I like Bowers at that price this week, is because another guy's is probably going to be a lock around that same price. So, but I like Sanders a lot. I've been warming up to it all week. I think it's based on price, but I also think that he could be sneaky. Well, I told you he was 7 for 10, and he had a couple of drops at the same time. Again, being down, it was under a lot of pressure. You saw a couple of things there. You can see a full game. He haven't had reps, just all the stuff that everything's been talked about. He's had a full game. It's his first start. It's against the Raiders. It's indoors. It's a lot of things that you could see where he could be decent at that price and even got a chance to have a good game.
Willie, anything here? Shador, Fannin, Bowers, Genty, Judkins, anything?
Listen, let me tell you something. Camera, come close to me. Come close to me. Come close to me. I would not be playing this game. Listen, I'm playing. I picked up the defenses for DFS for season-long purposes. Both of them.
Me too.
Both defenses are in play in this game. Shador, listen, he got to remember, this is not Colorado. You can't go back 25 yards and get a sack. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You know what I mean? So, listen, if they beat me in this game, they beat me. Okay.
I think the Browns defense could set them up and have them in some favorable spots. So I'm agree with you on that one. But
is Judkins in play?
He could. That's what I mean. The Browns defense, if they're able to create some short fields or some turnovers, because Geno has been one of the most turnover-friendly jokers on the planet.
Against the run, they have not been that bad. The Raiders against the run. they're not bad against the run. So it's the pass, but who are you scared of in this game?
I'm scared of watching this game. Okay. Atlanta playing the Saints, Willie. You and I might be on an island. Tyler Shuck was good against the Rams. He was legitimately good. Okay? They play at a fast pace. And the truth is that Alvin Kamara came up on the injury report. I think he's going to play. It's always a little dramatic with him, but he is questionable with an ankle injury. And the Falcons look like they're done. Kirk Cousins is awful. Stinks.
He stinks.
Is Tyler Shuck to Chris Olave going to win me $1 million?
Listen, I'm going to have interest in one of my favorite tight ends on the slate because I'm playing 2 tight ends, and we'll talk about the other one shortly. Is Theo from the Huxtables. What is his name? Is it Theo Johnson? The tight end. I love Theo in this. I love him in this game. Theo, listen, they were college roommates.
Wait, Theo plays for the Giants against Detroit, or do you like Juwan Johnson against
Atlanta? I'm sorry. Juwan Johnson. JJ. Juwan Johnson. Listen, I love him in this game. I think Olave is a great player in this game. I like the court. I'm telling you, I'm going to have that quarterback in a couple of lineups. He's 4,400.
Yep.
4,400. Yes, sir. So if you want to pay up, if you want to try to go against a Barkley, against the Dallas defense or something like that, if you're trying to do that or trying to pay up for something, I'm not mad at Shuck.
I want to do you a favor, Willie. Ask me how many touchdowns the Falcons defense has led up to tight ends.
How many?
1. Just be careful if you're playing Juwan.
Well,
I'd rather play Hunter Henry because Cincinnati's led up 12 touchdowns to opposing tight ends.
That's true. But you also talking to a spreader.
Is Darnell Mooney going to be in the Millie Maker lineup, Swame?
Hell no, because Cousins stink. He's washed. Cousins stink. I thought about Mooney too, and I said, Mooney just going to moon you. That's all he's going to do because the quarterback stinks. Cousins stinks. He's done. Man, I never thought I'll miss the left-hander like that. Cousins is horrible. He's horrific.
Well, thanks for answering that one, Swami. So back to Willie. Oh, wait a minute. You are Willie. Anyway, well, let me tell you something, Doc. Not just no, but hell no. Are you kidding me? I would play Alvin Ailey. Alvin and the Chipmunks. I would play Alvin I went to elementary school with before I play Alvin Kamara. Like you, Doc, I heard your first look. I fell out my chair. I said, Doc has Willie's peace pipe from last week.
But Willie's peace pipe worked. You kept saying about that peace pipe, but it was on point.
What peace pipe worked? Who?
Atlanta is done. Doc, do you know Michael Penix is probably 6 to 9 months from playing again, and Kirk Cousins looks like he's 6 to 9 months from being in a retirement home.
He looks terrible.
I have a question for you all. Do you think 18 sacks is a lot?
No.
18 sacks is what the Falcons defense had. They got 12 in the last 2 games. They sacked 7 times at Indy, 6 times to Drake May, 7 times to some guy named Daniel Jones, 2 teams that are playing well, 13 sacks against them and 5 in Carolina. The defense is getting pressure. That little lucky ball up the sideline to Olave that made that look cute last week or the last game.
Let me ask you this, though. Zach Harrison is out. Billy Bowman, their best slot corner, is out. Leonard Floyd has a hamstring. Kirk Cousins is going to go 3 and out all day long. Unless Bijan does something, this is over.
The guy on the other side is going to go 3 and out the rest of the day. It's a horrible game. I don't know what y'all convince
No,
yourselves
no,
of.
listen,
Horrible.
listen. Slot has done. He's shown something against some tough defenses. And Atlanta's defense ain't like that.
You
Okay,
have convinced
they
yourself.
allow. How many points did Carolina score last week in their place?
1 million.
McMillan.
Mhm.
I mean, Carolina.
Dowdle and McMillan.
Yeah.
By the way, did you guys see the video where Rico Dowdle goes to the running back coach? Then he goes to the offensive coordinator. Then he goes to Canales and he says, we should run this play. What was the play? That running back screen that almost got him the touchdown that brought them back to win to be in the game.
Yeah, when I
You
heard
don't
you
think
say that
Alvin
on
Kamara is
first,
going to get that screen about 8 times?
hell no. And when I saw you say that on first look, I went back and looked. I said, that's a great find, Doc. I peeped that and I said, hey, he's got something going over there. But Walls talked about, and he does this a lot. It's kind of like what they call with AI, right? They got these illusions, right? These hallucinations. This guy has 128 yards in the interception, 176 yards in the interception, and then last week we had 282 yards. He hasn't done anything against any tough defenses. He hasn't done anything at all. And I'm telling y'all, do not put your faith in this Tyler. No, no, no. This
All
is a
right.
divisional game. This is a rivalry game between Saints and Falcons.
True.
I'm telling, this is going to be more of a scrap than you think. It's going to
Oh, I
come
think
down to
it's supposed
which
to be a scrap,
quarterback
but at
can make it
4,400, he ain't got to give us too much. You get the two
field
tutties.
goals. There's no two tutties in it. There's no stop it. This game is going to be field goals and bad play. I promise you. Be
I'm
cautious.
playing Shuck over Winston.
Wait,
Shuck over Winston.
Crab legs is a far apologies. I know he's a big fan of Shuck. Jameis is a far better thrower of the football than Shuck. Are y'all kidding me? Wow.
All right. 2 more games. Philadelphia is playing Dallas, Willie. A.J. Brown could not be more unhappy with Jalen Hurts right now. I think there's coal in Jalen Hurts' stocking at this point. However, Dallas added Williams, Kenny Clark. That run defense is better. Trevor was right. That Dallas run defense is better. Is this the week to have an Eagles double stack?
Do I trust Hurts when he throws that rock sometimes? I don't trust him. I mean, I think AJ Brown. I think this will be a Devon. I think it will be a Smith week. I honestly think this is more set up for Smith than it is for AJ Brown. I know AJ Brown begged and pleaded for his 10 or 11 targets he had in the last game, and I get it at 5,900. But I like Devontae Smith better in this game. I mean, but I just think, Doc, that I think Philadelphia's defense. They're pretty good, and I just don't think that this game is going to get off. You know what I mean? Dallas is not going to go off in points in this game. It's a divisional game, so I think there's not going to be as many points as everybody think did. And I think Dallas defense is better, you know, for the moves that they have made, you know, in the game.
They are better. They're much better. Do you like any? Would you bring back a Pickens? Would you bring back a Lamb? Would you bring back a Javante?
At that price point, so. I mean, like I said, it's still expensive. These are expensive. I mean, Philadelphia is the one that's underpriced. But do you trust Hurts the way he throws the ball?
No. Would you do? Chris Austin asks Devonta Smith one-off. I say yes to that.
Yeah. I don't mind. Listen, you could play because Dallas defense is where they rank. But I think even though they rank what they are, I think they're playing better. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't
But they play a lot of zone coverage, and Smith eats that up.
Right.
Eats it up.
Yeah, so Smith, that's what I say. So it's not A.J. Brown this game to me. Everybody's going to be on A.J. because of all the rhetoric and talk. I think it's Devontae Smith for me. I like Devontae Smith in this game.
Swami, are you in on this game?
I'm absolutely on this game, Doc. I think these offenses could possibly, make this very interesting. I think Lamb loves this matchup. You didn't talk about him. I think Pickens has been playing well. I think because of the way Pickens has been playing, he's the one that's going to open the offense up more. He's going to open it up for both Williams and for Ferguson. Not necessarily in this game, but I just mean in general, the way that Pickens is kind of playing. And then when you look on the other side of the ball, this is absolutely an A.J. Brown week, and not because of rhetoric, more because of matchup. I think that they should not necessarily focus on getting him the ball, but just focus again on getting back to their offense. People keep talking about the Eagles and all the stuff he talking. I called him this week. I said, hey, listen, Brown, shut up. All of that old yipping and yapping. Y'all 8-2. Y'all looking to go back to the Super Bowl. Shut up before you find yourself in Cleveland somewhere. Just keep your doggo
But
mouth
see,
shut. And he said, Swami, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Swami. I said, all right, now get on back in there and run me some laps. Run them hills.
let
What
me
is
tell
it,
you
boss?
something. Do you think? Let's see. That's the thing that I don't like. You're 8-2. What are you complaining about?
Well, right. If you were 2-8, different story. 8
Right,
and 2,
you're
shut up
eight
and
and
play.
two. Shut up.
But-
I'm just saying, you're getting paid,
Right.
dude.
But this-
I mean, you want about? He's the most selfish. Listen, if I'm Philly, I'm getting rid of that dude next year, man, because that juice is not worth the squeeze. I'm just telling you.
Hear me out. I'm not mad at guys wanting the ball. It's just how you go about it. He just needs to stay away from this when they put that microphone in front of him. But everything else, go out there, play hard, and want the football. I had a conversation with him. Well, he was very receptive.
Swami,
I said,
is Jalen Hurts this week's Josh Allen?
I think Jalen Hurts could be. We know he can run the ball in. He's likely to get it down there and do a couple tush pushes. If he can hit a big one of the Smith and a big one of Brown, and I think that's in his game. This is the game I think could sneaky shoot out, and this is the one that I think could potentially have fantasy goodness. And it's only dependent on I think the Philly side keeping the pace high. If they keep it high, but if they slow it down, they running it and they can't really slow down Barkley and they having longer drives instead of big plays, it might change it. But I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of big plays in this one, 20-yard plus type plays, and that this game can have some fantasy goodness.
Man, y'all, I'm gonna tell you what. Listen, you're disrespecting Philadelphia's defense. Philadelphia's defense is good. Did you see the Detroit game last week, or were you not watching?
That was
Philadelphia's defense is good. They are a good defense. I mean, listen, Philadelphia got a good defense, man. They've gotten better. They made a couple of moves. They are so shrewd in their moves. I'm just telling you, man.
Can I tell you whose defense is better? The Cowboys.
But
Cowboys defense is
the
better.
Cowboys got a lot of pieces.
No,
They just have,
that's just saying.
Elam is terrible. Elam is terrible, but the rest of Logan Wilson, Overshawn is back. Do you remember Overshawn, how good he was? The linebacker, super fast. They have Clark. I'm just saying this game could be, maybe it's lower scoring than I'm thinking.
That's my whole point. I don't think it's going to be that way. I think it's a divisional bad. I mean, if you 24, it might be 24-21.
Right.
A good
Okay.
game. And that's not going to win you. That's not going to win you any fantasy things on that.
All right, let's get to the last one, guys. Here, Willie's game. We're calling this Willie's game. Jacksonville against Arizona. Now, Willie, before you go on your, rant, the last 2 weeks, Jacoby Brissett has been down by like 20 points at the end of the first quarter. He's been slinging it. Couple of things. Why I'm just going to poke a little hole in your argument. Jacksonville runs the ball a ton. They slow the game down. Next, they can't score a ton of points. They're not going to be up 20 points at halftime. Does that mean maybe Jacoby's only throwing for 240 this week and not 380? He's only throwing 1 or 2 touchdowns and not 4. Maybe we're overinflating this game.
Okay, so I'm not saying for the game because I'm going to have other pieces in other game, but let me say this. Jacoby Brissett has been disrespected. Period. His price point is still not enough for what he's been doing. Listen, if you look at Kobe Brissett and the tight end, the last 2 games, they've been 56 and 51 points. And they cost a total around $12,000. Now, let me give you some stuff for your hind parts right here. McBride, who's been disrespected, okay? Since week 6, is averaging 24.5 points a game. Only 2 people. McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor, with 30 and 26 points respectively, is more than McBride. And he's still only $6,800. You follow what I'm saying? So just like I told you last week, these 2 guys have been getting, at least in the last 5 games, 40-something points from the two people, and then the last 2 games over 50-something points. And what is Jacksonville? What are they? They are pass tunnel. You got to pass the ball against Jacksonville. You could pass it against them. I agree with you about the running game. But what I'm telling you is, at that price point, still, $5,300, $6,800, that's like about $12,000. McCaffrey, and they've been giving you 52. They're giving you 45. If you got that one from a player at $10,000 for Taylor, you'll be happy. But what I'm saying is they're scoring points, and they're still underpriced. Now, the point that I'm making to you in this game, too, is Michael Wilson. Thing that he does. What did he have? He had 18 targets the last game. All right. He had 65% air yards, 32% usage. What I'm saying to you is the Jacksonville's weakness is what? Did you see what the Raiders did to Jacksonville? Did we forget about that? When they had the field day, when Joby,
We're talking about Houston, Texas, about Houston with Davis Mills?
Right. I'm just saying. You could throw the ball on Jacksonville. So what I'm telling you is Brissett is 5,300. Guess what? I'm not going back to Dortch. The two McBride, get in there. Wilson, get in there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm playing those 2, playing those 3 guys. I'm not triple stack because I did the triple stack last week. Not doing that this week. It would be the double stack. All right. So I'm taking McBride and I'm taking Wilson. And you could run it. ETN is a great player in this game. ETN or Tootin, running back row. So I like this. I like this stack.
Knocking.
So what I'm telling you is, people have been disrespecting Mr. Brissett, but he's been balling his butt off. I'm just telling you. And I understand about the run game, but I'm not being scared about it. He's 5,300. Okay, McBride is still not enough. 6,800. The dude has been getting 30 points. You follow what I'm saying? It's 6,800.
Swami, agree or disagree with Willie?
Doc, I'm gonna have to agree. I think because of the price, I think because of the matchup, and I think that's how the Cardinals are going to have to play. I can't. I don't think they can. They'll mix in and they'll try to do a little something running. I see the concern, Doc. It's definitely a cause for pause, right? We loved them in games we had to match up and we knew he was going to be down, which was most of the games that they played, or at least they had enough back and forth and say the Cowboy game, and I, I could see that concern. But Doc, Mr. Brissett, I think it's still money again this week. I think mostly because of the matchups that McBride and Wilson have. It's just that's the stack right now. I can't see a reason why not to play that stack. It might be another one that comes up, one that we're not thinking about, but that has to be one of your 3.
Let me give you a reason. I'm going to give you a reason. Last week, when Pittsburgh was playing Cincinnati, do you remember what the Vegas total on Cincinnati was?
Yes.
21 and a half. And it was weird because you're like, this game should shoot out, but it didn't. What is Vegas's number on the Cardinals this week? 22 and a half.
Well, Doc,
Jacksonville's at 25.
Last week it was 2 guys who told you something about a little feeling, a breeze that was blowing in the air, and said we didn't think that game.
Yeah, we wasn't on that. We wasn't on the Pittsburgh Cincinnati game.
But I think this game could potentially have at least enough. But I see the concern, Doc. I'm trying to. You have me thinking about it.
I don't like going back to teams that have exploded 2 games in a row. I don't like it.
But see,
it's the NFL.
I agree, but the matchups. What I'm saying is they cannot run the ball against this team. So what they're going to do, they're going to put the ball in the air. And that's what I like about it. Because, listen, when you throw the ball a lot, what happened, Doc? The game is a little longer when you do that. And it's not like that, So what
the Lions are going to score 5 touchdowns this week.
Yeah, but look at the price points. Brissett is $5,300. McBride, and listen, tell me if McCaffrey was $600-800, what would you do?
But I think Doc, and I'm feeling his point, Willie. If what he's saying is that when Trevor Lawrence is stinking it up, or they're leading on ETN, it's not going to be a reason to throw it 50 times. And when you don't throw it that much, you ain't going to have 18 targets. He going to have
Yeah, but he
10.
has to trouble. I'm not saying that, but the point being is, what if Arizona goes up?
Then Brissett and McBride are definitely not throwing the ball.
Right, that's the point.
Then that Brissett's not going to throw it.
They can't run the ball against this Jacksonville defense. They got to put it in the air. They are a pass tunnel team.
Look, here's my fear. My fear is Lawrence stinks. Etienne and Tootin get 14 touches each, and the clock just goes tick, 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 and Jacoby goes 24 for 34, 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they don't go into McBride.
Listen, they are horrible against the tight end. Horrible. Man, don't disrespect McBride.
I'm telling you that Trevor Lawrence stinks.
People disrespected McBride last week, and like I said,
there's no disrespect for McBride. I love McBride.
I know, I get it, but I just think
back and forth.
I just think Arizona's defense is.
Seattle was up 35-0 in the first quarter.
Who?
Seattle 2 weeks ago was up 35-0.
This ain't Seattle.
That's my point. That's his point.
I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying, my whole thing is, if you're talking about that Dallas game, you got expensive people there. These guys are inexpensive. You still got people that are underpriced. That's why it's worth the shot. You follow what I'm saying? I see if they were priced up, if Wilson was priced up this
I will do one team for you, Willie, with this lineup to make you happy. All right. I need a cheap bastard play. Swami, who is your cheap bastard?
My favorite cheap bastard every week, Doc, every week is Willie Bartholomew Wall. That is my favorite one. But since he's not available on DraftKings, Doc, I had some interest in a couple of folks. So I'm going to throw the names out. Had some interest in a Tennessee receiver. Had some interest in a Giants receiver. Had some interest in potentially, as I thought about an Atlanta receiver, even though I kind of had second thoughts on that. It was only because I just keep having this thing where it's some flashback of Cousins doing something
really cheap.
And I kept going back and forth. And so I think I finally settled on Judy. I think he is the guy I think is interested at that price. I think he could be a man of interest this week.
Willie, who's your cheap bastard play?
I'm not mad at when he's talking about. Listen, Doc, I'm not swaying for it. I don't care what the stats are. I still like Sloth this week. I'm a fan of Sloth. He's a cheap bastard.
Oh, shut.
Yeah. But listen, JJ at tight end, especially when you think it's not a good matchup. He's been balling. This is his friend, and he's been balling, man. He's been balling. I still like JJ this week.
I've got one cheap bastard and one. I'm going to give you a name that nobody's going to give you, but you're going to hear it here first. Mason Tipton. There you go. From the Saints. Mason Tipton. Guy's going to go 5 for 50. All right.
Interesting.
Swami, I give you a crisp $100 bill. Who's the stack?
Well, Doc, before we started, I thought it was going to be the Cardinals. So I'm going to let Willie go ahead and worm his way out of this one and keep that.
I'm not worming my way out. I'm saying it fast. I'm saying it fast on this. You give me Mr. Brissett. You give me that great tight end, McBride, that nobody that don't want to disrespect, and then you also bring it back with Mr. Wilson, and I'll run it back with ETN.
Like it, Swami.
Doc, that was so bush league and cheap. I was still in the middle. I didn't turn it over to him. I just said I was going to let him have that. He just jumped in there. But anyway,
wait, you had a shot. You didn't want to take it. I'm going to take it.
Doc, I think I'm feeling like something like a Ertz and coming back with Pickens and Lamb, something crazy, something real crazy. But I might just go Ertz, Brown, and come back with Lamb.
Like it. Mine is going to be Goff, Montgomery, St. Brown. No bring back.
Yeah, but that's one of my cheapsters. You mentioned them on first look. That Isaiah guy, I think he might.
Oh,
be
Isaiah
one.
Hodgins?
Yeah, I think
The problem is that
be,
Slayton is back.
Well,
he's back.
Because if Slayton was out, Hodgins would have been lock button.
Yeah, that's who. God dang it, that was the guy that I was going to say too. Got to be more careful.
All right, Willie Walls. I need the balls to the walls call from Willie Walls.
Listen, I'm going with it. I'm going with it. I know that Swami don't like this guy, but Mr. Tyler Schloff, Tworf, Kodorf, Mamorf, Sakorf, Tatatorf, 2 touchdowns.
Tyler Shuck, 2 touchdowns.
At 4,400?
Yeah, I love it. All right, Swami, who is the Swami Says Play of the Week?
Doc Swami said, I hope we're in business next week after that Shuck play. That is just god awful. It's so hard to believe he would just keep saying his name through each segment. Anyway, Doc, I think the balls to the walls call for me this week might be Xavier Worthy. I think it's time for him to do something.
That's ballsy.
I think it's time for him to do something.
He's in a shootout. Oh, 8 for 100.
I think Yoshivas is interesting. I like that.
Yeah, he is.
Do you know who also is interesting? Mike Gesicki.
Yoshivas is a good cheap bastard.
Both of those guys are good cheap bastards.
The concern was his quarterback.
Gesicki?
I like Gesicki.
Is he getting running this week?
I think he's going to play this week. Isn't he back? And he activated off the IR, and he's whenever Chase is out or Higgins is out, this guy
he does well. What is he? 2,500?
Yeah, he's dirt cheap. Get him for nothing.
The 2,500 not bad. Did you mention Aaron Jones and the revenge factor?
Aaron Jones a good one. My visionary plays. Never trust a guy with 2 first names, but if the last name is Henry, I think 2 guys with the last name Henry scored 2 touchdowns each. Derek and Hunter.
Interesting. And don't forget that Bijan Robinson is averaging about 25 fantasy points against the Saints. I think they'll lean on him this week. They should lean on that running game this week.
They should. With Cousins, they should lean on him. But
That's a good one. You know what? He was such a good play last week because he was overlooked and he was so bad. It was a genius play. There were certain guys, right? Didn't we talk Sean Tucker on the show? Didn't I say Tucker?
Tucker ball.
Yeah, against Buffalo. And Bijan got overlooked. Certain guys get overlooked on every slate. And those 2 were.
Can I give you one that Willie won't play this week?
Yeah.
And he's been wide open all week. Willie tried to blame him. I said, Willie, it's not him. It's the quarterback. His name is Mr. Moving On Up, Jefferson. And I'm telling you, if he can finally these overthrow, this is like epic bad. But
it's like he's going to get killed.
If he can bring the ball down about 4 feet, Jefferson.
My gosh, you said 4 feet. I mean, my
Jefferson who throws a higher ball? Ready? J.J. McCarthy or Cam Newton?
I thought Cam was more
accurate than JJ right now.
Cam Newton used to throw it 10 feet. Did you know Cam's receivers were Devin Funchess, Kelvin Benjamin, and Greg Olson? They were all 6'5".
I remember that.
Because they had to jump 2 feet in the air to catch the balls.
Oh, no, but he made the Smith, though. Smith did his thing. Steve Smith.
Well, that's because he threw it on the ground on that those.
Huh?
Smith just caught it from the ground.
I've been McCarthy is making me look bad out here, dog. I called him.
Listen, I can't. Listen, I just watched all his throws. I said, oh no, I'm not. I can't go there no more with that dude, man. That dude, and you wonder why they had him hitting. Remember, it was no injury designation.
Oh yeah,
that's the reason.
You're not ready. He's not ready.
He's not ready.
It's like an unripe banana.
And then you look at the quarterback for Seattle, what he's doing. You know,
Oh.
he had a bad game against the Rams. He played the Rams. But my goodness, to see if they back that up and see if they would have changed what happened this time.
I took Mr. McCarthy out on the range. I said, we're going to put those iron sights up. We're going to get you some nice contacts. We call them BCGs. And we're going to have you out there with ACOG or a CCO. And we're going to dial that shot group in. Because right now, he is way off target. He's seeing it. He's seeing it. The receivers are open. He's seeing it. He is not making the throws. But if he can make throws, especially this week, because we've overlooked this game a little bit, but it could be interesting.
No, thank you. This game will have to beat me.
All right. No, thank you, Willie said. All right. Any given entry is going to be on Saturday night. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern. And of course, Sunday morning, check out the Discord show at drroto.com. Listen now, if you enter the promo code playoffs and you sign up for our all access monthly package, we'll give you 5 free days over at drroto.com. You could read the Zen Master DFS article by Swame. You can get Willie's cheat sheet picks. You can get all our info. So check it out. Promo code playoffs, 5 free days. All right. For Willie and the Swame, this is Dr. Roto saying be well and
take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.